Ah, how are you, my friend? Welcome to the fire. Sometimes my favorite TTRPG moments come from just yes-anding the people around me, like in this story entitled, How a Horny Bard Added an Epic Side Quest to the Campaign, r/gametales, posted by Hilvon, 1984. It was a pretty busy week, so only now I have some spare time for the story. And since my last one was about adding more world building on the fly, so will this one. This story happened to the same party as my first story here, but the only relevant party member is the Bard. The player expresses desire to roleplay joining the Bard College when he reaches level 3. So, I as the DM gave him some hooks to get him there. Firstly, when the Bard took the opportunity at the celebration to sing his ballad about the party fighting off the Goblin army, this was noticed by another NPC Bard, who approached him, asking to copy the ballad, and inviting him to join the Lore Keepers Guild in the town, giving him the directions to the Guildmaster. The Guildmaster turned out to be the castle librarian, and a personal friend of the local countess, kind of dissatisfied that he's not living in more civilized part of the empire, but having some obligations to stay here. Also, he's introverted, so being approached unexpectedly is rubbing him the wrong way. So when the party Bard approached him, he got a bit of a cold shoulder. The poem was deemed acceptable, and he was invited to join the next guild gathering to share knowledge. But he left feeling that the guildmaster was kind of a jerk. A few days of adventuring pass, and now it's time for the Bard's gathering. The party arrived to participate, and the Bard notices that the guildmaster looks more sociable and lively than before, because he expected the gathering and pulled his social face on, and there is an elven lady Bard in the center of attention. The Bard asks to confirm if the guildmaster is also focusing attention on the elf lady, and I say he does. This makes the party Bard conclude that the elf Bard must be the guildmaster's love interest. So, to spite him, the players start to make some moves on her. I was hoping for the party to get some exposition and story hooks, so the Bard be lighting to fade to black is kind of not in my plans. So, the elven lady is kind of ignoring his advances. She is cheerful, somewhat flirty, and eager to talk to him, listen to his tales and such, but she will refuse to leave the room. After some probing, the Bard flat out asks why she wouldn't leave the room, to which I describe a shade of sadness passing over her face as she glances to the guild master, which is regularly looking at her from across the room, and replies, "It is complicated." The party Bard even more solidified in his idea of the romantic connection between her and the guild master, but now is also suspecting it to not be a happy one. Says that the evening is still young and he has all the time to hear her story, to which she agrees since he already told her his. She kind of owes him one in return. I did not have a story prepared, but my imagination just kicked in. So she tells him that she cannot leave the room because of her brother, the guildmaster, or rather, a magical experiment failure that he had in the past. She loves stories and often wished to be able to see them. So, when her brother got a degree in magic, he decided to make a spell for her, to make her be able to see any event at any time, and not just as a divination, but to actually experience it, while still being safe. Unfortunately, this was too much of an undertaking for him. But they were young, so when he got some promising results, he offered her to try the spell out, and she agreed. Turned out that there was a really thin line somewhere in the esoterics of the spell between anything and nothing. So instead of her being able to be non-physically present at any event, past or current, she stopped being present anywhere. It took him years of research to figure out a second spell to call her back, but the spell was taxing, so he could only use it once a month, and he has to maintain constant awareness of her for spell concentration, hence the constant looking at, but eventually he still has to sleep. So they agreed that he will not torment himself too much and only get her present one day a month. But as a bonus, this day he got all the local bards around to tell her new and exciting stories. And thus, the bard got an epic side quest to recover some ancient magic knowledge for the guild master, so he could get his sister back. All because the bard wasn't able to instantly charm her and get laid. Sometimes when you yes and with the people at your table, you can truly create something really amazing. Like in this instance, where a fun story hook has now been laid out, which can lead to something really spectacular. Ever had something like that happen during one of your games? If you have, tell the tale in the comments below. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. And would you kindly follow the socials posted in the description below. As always, be good, be great, be awesome.